Beloved, welcome to another Connival Paradise broadcast, a marriage and relationship program that seeks to bring the wisdom of God to you on how to live a successful married life while fulfilling God's eternal plan and purpose. This program equally makes valuable information available to singles on how to live a successful single life while waiting for a marriage proposal. On today's broadcast, we are going to continue in our series, How to Choose a Godly Spouse, Part 8. How to Choose a Godly Spouse, Part 8. And we'll be on the role of prayer in choosing a spouse. The role of prayer in choosing a spouse. Marriage is God's idea. It was God that said, let us make men in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. Marriage is not a contract. Marriage is a covenant. And because it has its origin in God and is a covenant, marriage is therefore sacred. It is God's most precious gift to humanity after the gift of salvation. Therefore, whatever it will take you to choose the right spouse, you are supposed to do it. And prayer is one of those keys that will guide your heart for you to be able to choose the right spouse or accept the right spouse. Marriage is very important in that the choice of a spouse can either help you to become all that God has created you to become and fulfill His purpose for your life, or it can help you to be at odds with all that God has created you to become, and you end up not fulfilling God's purpose on your life. So marriage is critical. The person that you marry can either make you or destroy you. So you have to take your time and commit your marriage proposal or the choice of the spouse that you want in prayer consistently. Dr. Ramaya once said that if you do not pray before you choose a spouse, then you may end up praying all the days of your married life. So, singles, before you commit yourself, before you propose to someone, or before you accept the proposal of someone, make sure that you take quality time out and pray to be sure that there is a person that God has endeared in your heart for the person to come and help you so that together you fulfill God's plan and purpose on your lives. Prayer therefore becomes a must to everyone who wants to commit himself or herself in holy matrimony so that God can direct your heart to the spouse that He has ordained for you to be able to marry in God's plan and fulfill God's purpose. Beloved, we are going to take a break from here. And when we come back, we'll begin to discuss the points that helps in the choice of a spouse. Beloved, you are welcome back. Prayer helps a person to look beyond the physical beauty of a lady or the handsomeness of a man and goes into the Spirit of God to be able to decipher if that person is compatible for you. So prayer goes beyond the body, beyond your soul, and into the spirit to check the person and see if the person is fit to become your spouse so that together you people fulfill God's eternal plan and purpose. If you do not pray, you may end up choosing somebody from the flesh. And I tell you, you'll end up regretting all the days of your life that you chose the wrong person. Prayer equally helps somebody to look beyond the now and enter into the future to see if someone will be compatible with them in the future to be profitable partners to fulfill God's plan and purpose. So if you do not pray, you may choose based on the circumstances of the now, and your choice may not get into the future. Listen, marriage is a long haul. Marriage is not a sprint. Therefore, for you to be able to choose somebody, you must marry into your future. You must marry into your future. So prayer will help you to go into your future to see if somebody is compatible to you in the future or not, and help you to take the decision now on the right person to marry. I got a testimony of a lady who saw a man, good-looking man, a believing brother, and the ladies kept putting pressure on God. Oh God, this is the person who has come and has proposed to me. I want to marry the person. And incidentally, according to the testimony, God told her, that is not your husband. Do not marry the person. But the lady wouldn't let God go. The lady kept putting pressure on God. Oh, God, that is the one I want, and all. And God permitted her. Usually we'll call that the permissive will of God. And she got married to the guy. And it is a sad story that in about 2 years, the guy died. So it means God has seen that the guy was not her spouse in the future. And God was preventing her from going through all those sorrows. But she did not want to because she did not press in prayer. So prayer will help you to navigate into the future, see your spouse in the future, seeing the person doing life with you in the future, and then you can come now and propose to that person or receive the proposal of that person. Furthermore, prayer will disarm your flesh and help you to choose from the Spirit. And by you choosing from the Spirit, you'll be able to detect whether the person you are choosing shares in the Spirit of God or not. So you have to pray in order to disarm your flesh so that you function in the Spirit in the choice of a spouse who is also sharing in the Spirit of God. If you do not pray, how do you get into the Spirit of God? How will you be able to detect if the lady shares in the Spirit of God or not? It is when you pray. When you pray, you activate yourself, you activate your fellowship with God, and you'll be open to see who the person is in the realm of the Spirit and if the person shares in the Spirit of God or not. In addition, praying before choosing your spouse is important in that prayer will align you to the Spirit of God. Once you are aligned to the Spirit of God, you'll be guided by God in the choice that you make. In other words, prayer will enable you to choose a spouse from God's vantage position and not necessarily from your soul or from all the benefits that you will get in the now that may become bitter in your mouth in the future. So it is very important for you to pray to get that vantage position and choose from God's point of view. Prayer will provide guidance and clarity on the choice of a spouse that will befit you and the choice of a spouse that you people can do life together. And above all, prayer will shield you from making mistakes in the choice of a spouse. Why? Your flesh will be shut down, your soul will be humbled, and you'll be able to break through into the Spirit of God and understand the dynamics of the person, the dynamics of how the person fits in your purpose, and now you make an informed decision. Prayer will commit God in the process of you choosing a spouse so that you will avoid mistakes and be able to find yourself in God's perfect will. Beloved, we'll take another break from here. And when we come back, we are going to conclude on this episode on praying to choose a godly spouse. Beloved, you are welcome back. Today we have been talking about the importance of prayer in the choice of a spouse. And we have said that prayer is very, very important in that it will help provide guidance and clarity on the choice of a spouse. Prayer will also help you to align your spirit to the Spirit of God so that you see the spouse from God's vantage position. We have equally said that prayer will help you not to make a mistake in your choice. Why? You will walk past your flesh and walk past your soul in the choice of the spouse. What is more, we've said that prayer will shut down your flesh, humble your soul, and cause you to choose from the realm of the Spirit. That will help you to know if the other person shares in the Spirit of God or not. And you'll be able to choose the person that will be compatible to you in the mission that God has called you to do. And above all, we have said that prayer will align your spirit to the Spirit of God so that together with God, you navigate through the process and be able to arrive at the decision of a choice that will be beneficial for you now and into the future. Equally, prayer helps you to move into the future so that you choose a wife that is not only a blessing to you now, but a blessing to you even in the future. I remember vividly when I wanted to propose to my wife, I took time out to pray. Marriage was one of the prayer points I had every blessed day. the Lord had impressed in my heart in my green days as a believer to be fasting at the end of every month. So the last 3 days of every month, I will not eat anything or drink anything. I will fast and pray unto God. So marriage was one of the key points that I always prayed for. And on this particular month, my focus was just on marriage. And I spent 3 days to pray. And on the day that I broke my fast, guess who came to visit me? My wife today paid me a visit. So I knew that God navigated me into the future. God helped me to pick her in the future. And today, more than 25 years later, we have no regrets in our relationship. The Lord has been good, and the Lord is blessing us every blessed day. Beloved, it is worthy of note that even when you marry in the perfect will of God, that does not guarantee safety in your marriage. Marriage will demand work. But marrying the perfect will of God is very important because it will make the work very easy. Marriage is a garden God is giving to two people for them to cultivate all the investments He has put in them and for them to fulfill His purpose on their lives. So marrying the right person and working to keep your marriage in harmony with God will cause you to enjoy marital bliss upon the face of the earth. Beloved, I pray that this episode has blessed your life and that it will help you to spend quality time to pray. Because like Dr. Ramaya said, if you do not pray before you make a choice of who to marry, you may end up praying all the days of your marriage for God to change your spouse. So believers, invest the time now and pray so that God will lead you to the right spouse, so that together you do life, enjoy marital bliss, and be fulfilled in your marriage. God bless you.